If you are trying to grow longer, healthier hair, or if you feel like you've been stuck at the same length for literally years, then this might just be the video for you. Hi everyone, it's Lana here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. Today we are going to talk about hair growth. I know that this is one of the most popular topics that I talk about here on my channel, and trust me, I have tried everything from viral trends to expert approved methods. But today I'm only sharing the hair growth tips that have actually worked for me. We are going to be talking about hair growth from your scalp, but also length retention. The two combined is what equals long hair. So hair growth, length retention, bring them together, long hair. So let's get into it. Lana summer approved hair growth hack number 1, scalp stimulation and head massage. Listen to me when I say this, hair growth starts at the scalp. It seems obvious, but it's so overlooked. At one point on my hair growth hair journey, I was doing scalp massages with oil 3 or 4 times a week, and it made such a huge difference. The key is using the right oil that can actually penetrate the scalp. So something like rosemary oil, maybe mixed with castor oil, and maybe some diluted peppermint oil. I've spoken about rosemary oil on my channel before. It has been shown to be as effective as minoxidil in the research studies. So right now, I swear by it. Another hair growth oil that I've been loving is the Grow Gorgeous hair oil. A lot of these hair growth oils and hair growth creams, they will contain progesterone. So progesterone works by inhibiting the hair loss hormone, essentially stop testosterone developing into DHT, which is the hormone associated with hair loss. But there can be downsides to the use of progesterone, including swelling, increased heart rate, increased period cramps. You may want to consult a medical professional before using products that contain progesterone, and just make sure that it's something that you want to use and that it's safe for you to use. Massage your scalp for at least 5 minutes. The aim is to get your scalp tingling. When it's tingling, that means that blood has come to the surface of your scalp. Blood carries the nutrients in your body. So all of that good, yummy nutrients that you're taking in from outside is circulating through your body in your blood. Bring it to the surface with a massage. The nutrients is what helps the hair follicles to grow hair. If you don't want to use oil every time, that's fine. Your fingers can be enough to do that stimulating action, and you don't even need to set aside extra time in your day. This could even just be when you are shampooing your hair. You could use a shampoo brush, maybe a vibrating shampoo brush, or even just your fingers, and make sure that you're giving your scalp a nice massage. It's tried and tested, it's backed by science, and it's one of my favorite hair growth hacks. Lana summer approved hair growth hack number 2, protective styling done right. So protective styling is really about maximizing length retention. Protective styles can be key for longer hair if they're done correctly. It's basically anything that protects your hair from the climate, or from rubbing on your clothes, or from too much brush styling. Something that you can do to tuck your hair away so that it's literally protected. It can be anything from braids, buns, twists, and so many more hairstyles. But think about it, if you do your braids and they're too tight, that's really not going to be a protective style. They're going to literally be pulling your hair out from the scalp. So forget about length retention. You've lost the whole strand, not even just the ends. The whole thing's gone. Same with buns. Buns can be a great protective hairstyle, but if you're pulling them too tightly into a bun, and if you're using the wrong type of hair tie, like with a metal pull on the hair tie and it's ripping the hair, it's just not protective. You're actually going to cause breakage. So the absolute game changer for me was when I found low tension protective hairstyles. Think loose braids, flat twists, even a simple change like using a claw clip instead of doing a tight ponytail. And of course, wearing your satin bonnet to bed. So for my satin scrunchies and my bonnets, you can shop Curlfully for mindful curly hair care. This is my website and my brand. My aim is for this to be the number 1 place to go to look after your curls. Everything that I do on this website is done with curls front of mind, and yeah, I'll leave it linked in the description box down below, just in case you want to check it out and support. Lana summer approved hair growth hack number 3, finding the correct hydration moisture balance. This is a length retention issue. Moisture is everything for your hair. Without it, your hair becomes dry and brittle, and it's likely to break off before you can even see it growing. Now, this is going to be different for everybody. You have to look at your hair type and figure out your porosity. Do you have high porosity? Do you have low porosity? Is it going to be tougher for you to get moisture into your hair than others? Does your hair lose moisture quicker than other people? So it's never really a good idea to just look at one person and just follow exactly what they're doing. You have to kind of make this work for yourself. With that said, here's what I do. So I generally wash my hair maybe once a week. I make sure that I'm doing a deep moisture treatment. I then follow up every wash with leave-in conditioner. I never ever finish a hair wash without putting on a leave-in conditioner, and if you really feel the need, you can also follow up with an oil. I know oils straight after every hair wash doesn't work for everybody because they can weigh your hair down, but if your hair can manage it, I would definitely recommend finishing up with an oil because they are just so good at locking in the moisture. And then if you feel your hair is drying out through the week, it could mean that you need a more intensive leave-in conditioner. So for me, when I was using the Rhyme and Reason leave-in conditioner and also the Briogeo leave-in conditioner, I find that those are so hydrating and they can literally keep my hair hydrated for the entire week. But other leave-in conditioners will need topping up throughout the week, or you might just need to completely rewash your hair again if your hair gets really dry. There are products that are really good at re-moisturizing your hair, revitalizing it, really re-infusing it with moisture. Some of my faves are the Grow Gorgeous Revival Mist and the Aveda Be Curly Curl Primer. I know it's a primer, but I do really like to use it as a refresh. I think it works amazingly for that. Also, touching on the previous tip, sleeping on a satin pillowcase or a silk pillowcase or a silk bonnet is also going to help to protect the moisture in your hair, because if you sleep on cotton or another kind of drying material, those literally suck the moisture out of your hair. So maintain the moisture balance in your hair, sleep on a satin bonnet, make sure you're always using your leave-in conditioners, make sure you're using your deep conditioner, seal with an oil if you have to, refresh your hair if you have to, and yeah, keep your hair hydrated. Don't let it dry out. Don't let it dry out in the sun and become crispy. Don't swim in the sea and let that salt sit in it for too long. Avoid salt sprays, or if you are using a salt spray, make sure you infuse it with an oil. And of course, drinking water matters too. I like to stay hydrated. I drink tons of water, and I really do think that makes a difference. Just covering every base to make sure that your hair stays hydrated. That is really the key. Hair growth hack number 4, trim strategically. I used to be so scared to trim my hair because I thought that it was just going to undo all of my progress, but that couldn't be farther from the truth. Trust me, trimming your dead ends helps you to retain length in the long run. Personally, I don't believe in the search and destroy method. You might have heard of this. This is where you literally go through your hair line by line and trim split ends as you see them. I think it's a waste of time. It can be addictive, that's true. I have done it before, but it's just totally ineffective. You have got so many strands of hair on your head, just not gonna get them. I know that you're a busy girl, you've got stuff to achieve, you've got people to see, you've got business to attend to. You can't be wasting your time searching for split ends on your entire head. That's just silly. I also don't believe in trimming on a set schedule, saying that every 6 weeks you're going to go and get a trim. Sometimes it's just not necessary, especially if your ends are really healthy and there's just really no need to trim them off. And you know, sometimes if you're doing this too often, you might actually be making your hair shorter by keep trimming it. But it is still really important to trim whenever you feel that your hair needs it. When you start seeing that the ends are maybe harder to brush and they start getting more tangly and they just look a bit scruffy, definitely go ahead and trim it. Make sure that you use a good quality pair of scissors, otherwise that can do more damage than good. The danger is that if you don't trim your hair, you can end up with a lot of split ends and a lot of damaged ends, which will start to break off. And as they break off, they won't break even, so you won't have like a nice healthy clean break. The break will also be split, and then that will split further, and then that will break, and you could potentially really be damaging your hair. Your hair could literally be getting shorter through breakage. So sometimes it's best just to cut the damaged ends, make sure the ends stay healthy, that way they're not breaking, that way you can retain your length, and that way you can see your hair growing. I hope that makes sense. I probably trim my hair maybe 3 or 4 times a year, and I usually do it myself, and that seems to work for me. Hair growth hack number 5, nutrition and hair supplements. What you put into your body matters just as much, if not more, than what you put on your hair. Obviously, what we put into our body affects our overall health, and that's just tantamount. That's absolutely key. When I started focusing on protein-rich foods, omega-3s and vitamins like biotin and iron, my hair grew thicker and stronger. At some points in my life, I have taken actual hair growth vitamins that contain biotin, and that definitely helps your hair to grow. But just be careful with biotin because it is linked to acne. I spoke about this in a recent video of mine. But definitely the protein, the omega-3s, I make sure now to start every single day with eggs, avocado, a fully balanced diet. I'm a vegetarian, so when I want to increase my iron intake, that means I'm eating a lot of broccoli, kale, spinach, really dark green leafy veg. I feel like it's helping my muscles to get stronger, but it also helps my hair to grow. Amazing. I feel so balanced. I don't have dips in energy compared to when I was maybe eating sugary breakfasts. So yeah, a healthy balanced diet is great for my body, but it's also amazing for my hair. So those are the hair growth hacks that actually work for me. No gimmicks, no quick fixes, just real effective habits. Let me know in the comment section which of these tips that you follow, which one of these are you going to be trying if you haven't tried already, and let me know if you have any tips that I didn't mention that have been working for you as well. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on your notifications so that you don't miss my future uploads. I would love to have you join this community. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!